need to clear it up and you need to clear it off because you need the table space for something, you can do that because it's not like once you finish the mission, you don't need to keep anything.
Right. I don't have that problem anymore, Tony. It's wonderful. 3 bits of plexiglass, I'm sorted.
Yeah, no, plexiglass is not cheap either.
No, but I've got it now.
I ended up buying some lighting for my one table, some LED lights, because I was tired of getting a lot of the glare from the top, and there were some shadows.
That's something I've got to look into.
So, like, for $40, I got these 2 LED lights that I have sitting on the sides of the table, far enough where the plexiglass can't see them, but it lights it up the area.
Yeah,
my last 2 SPPR videos did it. Yeah,
that's my light there. It's got the daylight bulbs in, but I had to buy another couple because they sort of fade after a while. So, you know. Evening, everyone.
Evening, Jay. Evening,
Good evening, Jay and Richard and OG. How is everyone today?
Hope everybody had a good Christmas.
We've been live for like 5 minutes, but I couldn't tell them because I couldn't get 2 words in. So,
oh dear,
5 minutes. But I figured we'd start a few minutes early and just get everybody a chance to join us tonight. And in the meantime, we can talk about Ruff's table again.
Yeah, I've got my table. It's not supposed.
I'm surprised it doesn't have like a big red bow on it. And
no. Well, I've got as I was saying, I've got 2 of the things, but it's not going to live there permanently. But I can now get big games out. I can have 2 games like I've got there. I've got 2 games out at the moment. I've got Tokyo Express over there and Invaders from Dimension X over there. Herman Luckman game. So yeah, very pleased.
Invaders from SpaceX or whatever the hell you just said it was. Is that a war game?
Dimension X.
Or is that a sci-fi game or is that a war game?
It's a war sci-fi game.
Sci-fi war game.
War sci-fi. Well, what makes it war? What makes it sci-fi?
You're battling these aliens from Dimension X who want to enslave you.
What makes it a war game?
Hex Encounter.
Is it hexes?
Hex Encounter, yeah, and it's Marine.
Game? Huh? Is it a tactical game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my print and play version. Hi, Chris. Yeah, thank you very much.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Sean.
I've got 4 kids. 3 girls and a boy.
But I count 2 of them as like 5 kids because they're twin boys, and they're 8. So that's 5.
Oh, he left again.
Where's he gone? Cheers, everyone. Hope you had a great Christmas. If that's your thing, this is a nice glass of.
Hope everyone had a good holiday. Hope everyone had a good holiday. So, Ruff, Tony, what did Santa bring for you? What did Santa bring to you? Wow.
Yep. It's interesting because I didn't realize. Sorry, I'll put it back. It's got to go back perfectly. It's in an order. I didn't realize that it was more of a siege than like the battle like the other ones are. So I really want to get to the table now after pulling it out. So definitely, but that was the gaming aspect. Problem with games is that I have to basically when they have the sales in November, I buy them and I give them to my wife and say, look what you got me for Christmas. And then I forget.
I was gonna ask you, so did your wife buy that for you?
No, I
Or
buy
is
them
it-
and then I give it to her and then I forget about it because it's usually like a month. So it's kind of fun when I open it up.
buy it and then give it to her, and she just wraps it up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but she got me a nice sound bar for my TV upstairs. So that was pretty cool too. So
Nice one, Chris. Yeah.
Chris, he's on the ball there. Look at that.
yep.
I hope he's got about 3 or 4 of your tables there to get all that on the table.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Woo. That's going to be a monster there if you put all 3 of those together.
That's all I got.
Have you seen the image from on GMT's website where they have all 3 of the games?
Oh, it's crazy.
I have not seen the maps laid out. No, I haven't seen.
God, it's insane. It's like a jigsaw puzzle because some of them go diagonal and one comes in like backwards, and so
Yeah, it's not all nice and neat, is it?
yeah.
But I say that's what I got. That's my new camera.
What is that?
That's my new camera.
Let's see it. Whoa.
So the only thing I need to ask you guys for a bit of advice. The only thing it hasn't got is fixed. It's fixed focus. So it's going to be a little bit awkward, when you bring the counters up. There is a nice zoom on it though, so I could probably just zoom in.
I'd recommend zooming in.
Yeah.
I think that'll be easier that way.
And the other thing is, Tony, you use a clip-on, and I think you do, Jester, as well, a clip-on sort of mount.
Yep.
It looks like an angle lamp. Is that the one you use?
Yeah.
It's
that's what I
okay.
do. Yeah, the arm ones. Yeah, it's pretty good. Although the only problem, his is bendable. Mine's like
it's like an angle lamp, isn't it?
Yeah. And the problem is if you get too far away from it, it's like you have to get really close to it. So, oh, where did he go?
Oh, he's gone. Thank goodness. Right, now we can talk about him. Where's he gone? He's the host. He can't disappear. There he is. Look. What happened to you, you plonker?
I set this down, and as I set it down, it fell over on my keyboard, and it obviously hit the enter key, which was like exit out of game or whatever.
Oh, look, it comes with this. Look at this. I've got a microphone.
Ooh. And you got that from your brother-in-law. That's nice.
Well, it's like we had a sort of secret Santa, so everybody chipped in. So we all got the same amount of money spent on us. And whoever got drawn, they know what we wanted. It was their responsibility to go out and get it, sort of thing, So,
well, that's nice. It looks like he set you up pretty good.
I hope so. Yeah, it looks good. I've had a little fiddle around with it. The Chinese, aren't they? But and the instruction books, they're not great. A lot of it is you've got to fiddle around with it yourself, push buttons, and see what it does. So, I mean, that's what I've been doing most of the day today. Is fiddling about with that. It looks good. I've had it working as a webcam for the old live streams and that through OBS, so that works okay. So I can hopefully in the new year start streaming live because I've got to catch up on some patrols, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Play it in the garden.
Let's see. I did not. I got. I'll show you. Hang on. I got to go get it.
He's not very well prepared, is he? We're supposed to be professional on this, aren't we? And I don't know what's going on. It's a bit bright at the back there. I had to move the lights. We've got some halogen lights up there, and because I've moved the table, I've had to twist them so it's lighting up the back of that shelf there. But hey ho. What's he having an argument now? What's he doing?
So here there. Look what Santa left me in my stocking.
Yeah, we saw that last night. I saw this. Yeah. Look.
Got 100. How much is that?
No, it's that one second in. The 1 second in.
Hang on, I'll get it focused.
He's rubbish, isn't he? Worse than me. There, that one. Look, 10 times.
10 times. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah,
I went and picked it up today. 500 smackaroonies.
nice.
I
You
did
can buy it.
I did give half of it to my wife.
Oh, I was going to say you might have been out for a full case blue or something like that. Nice small game.
Yeah. So that was a good, nice surprise. Plus, I got a ton of really good stuff. The only war game thing I got was this.
Oh, nice puzzle. Air puzzle.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So looking forward to putting that together. We could do that together. We could do a live stream of putting the puzzle together.
That'll be fun.
That'll probably be more entertaining than us talking.
But, yeah, well, probably, yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I got a lot of gifts. Not too many war games this year. I didn't. It's one of these things where I've been buying all the war games I really wanted for the last. I mean, you guys, Tony was making fun of me at one point, right? Because I was getting like 4 boxes a week with war games.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to not order any more war games. So what makes a war game, says Jay. Oh boy, here we go.
Well, my answer to that now, I've got my pet answer that I heard from somebody, qualified than me, is that if you're playing a game and you think it's a war game, then it is. Because it's up to you, isn't it? There's no definitive definition.
Because
If you think it's a war game, it's a war game.
So I've got something else to play for you guys. I just need to find it. It's going to take me a minute. Keep going.
I'll take my one. Tony, over to you.
So you know how last week we ended? Remember what?
Yeah.
What did we end with? What did we end with last week?
your DVG rant.
My DVD rant. So I told you guys I was going to call him on Monday, right?
Yes.
Okay. You want to know what their answer was? God damn it.
Was it? That's not very nice. Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it, Tony? Yeah, we'd all get the same puzzle,
And then
we'd have a race.
I like puzzles.
Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Well, there's not going to be anybody there. It's Boxing Day.
They are shut down again over there.
That was on Monday. 4 days.
Oh, that was Monday. That was Monday.
That was
Right,
Monday. Nobody answers the goddamn phone.
Mm.
So were they shut down all week? Didn't have anything. I checked their website. They didn't have anything on their website like our offices are closed this week because of the holidays.
No, they're well, I know that California's put some strict, and they know where they're located at. They have some very, very strict rules right now.
Oh, where? Are you telling me they don't have an answering machine there that says, hi, no one's able to pick up your phone right now, but if you want to leave your name and number, we'll give you a call back. So that's not the end of it, right?
Oh.
Ooh.
So guess what I did after I didn't get a phone call?
Email.
You said words.
right? Because I'm like, well, people are relying on me to give them an answer to this, so I've got to get on this. So I emailed them. I gotta find it.
Me and Tony are mirroring each other in thoughtful repose.
So, anyways,
Yeah, Tony, for goodness sake, talk.
Well, see, he says I talk too much, so
No, but now's your chance to talk too much. It's all gone quiet, dead air.
Dead air. No, actually, I was playing around with Vassal again last night, and particularly, I was looking at a Vassal module for this game. And
Yes.
there is a very, very small scenario that I can fit on the screen.
Which series is that?
OCS.
OCS, I thought it was. Yeah.
But a very, very small scenario that can fit on the screen where I don't have to scroll and do everything.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about doing that scenario and recording it, maybe even doing a live stream.
Right.
Because it's a small scenario. It's not that big of an area. And when I put it on the screen, it'll actually fit.
We could always do a live stream, you teaching me it.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, and so I want to do that. I'm just trying. I've been going, okay, what do I want to do this year? My whole goal is to get away from the telly and actually play more games. Now, whether I record all of them again, that's a different story. But I do want to get more games under my belt. I want to play what I've got.
Yeah.
And then I was watching freaking Hex to Hex. And hey, speaking of,
he's just turned up. He's psychic.
Yeah. So he was talking about this Rock and B games. So I said, okay, well, I'll go to the website. Guess what they had? They had two games I've been looking for that are out of print. One was a Kickstarter, and the other was the Panzer Grenadier module. So they had both of those games. They had the Broken Axis for
that's tons of money.
$70.
That's
$70, which is lower than retail price from the website, which they're sold out. And Blitzkrieg, that World War II in 30-minute game. And they had both of those. So I ordered them, and I'm blaming Hex to Hex for doing that.
Gotta blame someone.
Yeah.
Okay, so at Monday, December 20th.
I'm not a
Monday.
I'm not a big.
Not how you pronounce it, all right? Because nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Back to more important things. Me.
Coburn.
Monday, December 21st at 2:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The following email was sent to the DVG customer support offices that said, I need to speak with whoever's in charge of issues because it's been 3 months and I still have no idea what is going on about my case. I bought $300 worth of stuff on your Kickstarter and it's unable to use it because of the crap that was sent to us. Please have your people send me some information or send me a contact information and phone number so I can call them. I cannot fathom why it's taken 3 months to get an answer or some kind of resolution to this problem. I've tried to call your offices and no one is answering the phone. I need an update and a fix for this, and I want some answers. Yours truly, me. That was on Monday. Guess what? No reply.
No?
No.
I don't know what to say. What do you think, Tony?
Well, I probably won't be ordering any more. I still have some Kickstarters that they've already got my money for, which I want those. But I won't be probably ordering any more of those stuff until I get some firm answers. So, but because of that, I mean, when you have, This is ridiculous. Other issues they've corrected them real fast. Or
here's the issue. As this continues, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse because I'm not going to let this go. But in the meantime, I'd order something for Miniature Market for Christmas for myself. And I didn't get I didn't get it and didn't get it. And normally, they ship you out an email saying it's been delivered and everything.
Yeah.
I called them. They answered their phone. The lady looked at my order and said, "Oh, you know what? Yes, it's been delayed and we apologize and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put a priority on this and I'm going to get it out to you right away." 2 days later, I got it in the mail. So we talk about customer support with companies being not just selling the games. It's before you buy the games, having a good website, giving the information to the players, giving the information about the actual games on the websites, selling the game to the customer, supporting the game. If they have any problems, fixing any issues or problems with that. We talked about this last week, but I'm going to bring it up again. Where is it? GMT released this P500 just a couple weeks ago. Last 100 yards. Airborne over Europe. Airborne over Europe. And I'm going to bring this up and show you guys on my computer screen because I think this is important for you guys to see this. It is all about customers and the support they give you from the different companies. Now, I will show you what I found if I can switch over to my other account.
Also, they were saying that the P500 issues, the fixes, will be coming, I think, the beginning of the year. I think that's like one of the next things. So yeah, it's going to be. They've already fixed their issue.
Okay, so hang on a second. I want to find out the actual release date of the game so I can give all the detailed information for my people out there that are interested in this, right? So for those of you who are unaware, the last 100 yards, Airborne over Europe, was released. I don't have the exact date. Sorry. It was like the last week of November, right around that time. Right? Now, this is what was posted on December 5th from the Last 100 Yards Facebook group. Notice the maps for Airborne over Europe modular printed on paper by mistake. GMT will be replacing the paper maps with cardstock maps and no charge to the purchasers. The print files for the replacement maps will go to with the next GMT game submission this month. The printing of these maps will take approximately 90 days. The P500 purchases will receive a set of replacement maps for each game purchased. All post P500 sales, including distributor sales, will be halted, and all remaining copies of the game will have their paper maps replaced before sales will recommence. So not only did they realize there was a problem, they notified everyone of the problem, and then they stopped selling it, so they're not going to continue having this problem. Now, when this happened like 3 months ago, you guys were like, "Oh, don't worry, DVG will take care of this. DVG is a good company, blah, blah, blah." I hadn't had any problems with them up until this point, but you know what? They already had another Kickstarter for their Zero, and
They've had like 3 or 4 Kickstarters since.
and they've also had a fantasy warfighter Kickstarter. So they've had 2 more since this last one, but they haven't had time to fucking fix the problem that they had with this one. Where's your little beeper, Rob?
Okay, what am I supposed to do? I'll get it ready if you're going to rant. Go on, carry on.
So I am, you know what? You know, the more companies out there that do this, they just drive me away. They just completely drive me away. I'm not ordering any more DVG crap. I'm going to tell everyone that I know not to do this, and all they're doing is digging themselves a bigger hole.
I got enough of their stuff anyways. But anytime they've had an issue, they've gotten things taken care of. This is the first time I've ever seen them take this long. Honestly. But I get it.
This is literally like 6 emails back and forth from them. And they we realize there's a problem. They haven't posted about the problem. They haven't come up with a resolution. How can GMT? And it's not because they're a smaller company. It only takes one person at DVG to make a fucking decision on what to do. It says, you know what? Oh, you know what? We're not going to do anything about this or post it or whatever they decide. At least with GMT, I know what the answer is going to be. You know, I now know, they're going to replace this. It's going to be free. It's going to take 90 days. I now don't have to worry about it. It's now out of my hands. I don't have to do anything about it. I've had to make phone calls. I've had to make email messages to them. That's time and trouble that I've had to go through because of their mix-up, because they're too cheap to pay for good printing over in China. It ain't my fault. So there you go.
Okay.
Don't order DVG. I told Tony when he did his live unboxing the other day, and it was a DVG game. I'm like,
I ordered that before. I
realized you ordered it probably a couple weeks ago before I had mentioned this, but
yeah,
we're moving on. We are moving on to something else, but man, it's just,
you know what? Let's go ahead and move on to what is our top 5 war themed games that we played this year. So that doesn't mean they came out this year. That means that we played them. So Yep. So would anybody want to go first?
Let's go around the horn, and we'll do our 5s and our 4s and our 3s.
Well, they're not. I haven't put them in any particular order. There's no first to best one.
Oh my God! How do you not understand the top 5? Do we need directions? Do you not have like top 5 lists over there in Britain or what?
Yeah, it was my idea. Remember,
we just throw it together however we want to do it.
Yeah. You could say, here's one of my. Because what am I going to do? They're all great games.
Is that how you play rugby? It's just like, well, whatever teams are about the same, we'll just throw them in the playoffs.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Top 5 is you order them. Top 1, top 2, top 3, top 4, top 5.
That's
Get your beeper ready to go. It's going to be a kind of beeper kind of day.
Yeah. There's no good talk to me.
My number 5.
Go on then.
My number 5 is the Hunters. Because of the fun that I had with it.
Where is it?
Number 5. Oh.
Yeah.
That's on my GMT shelf.
I've got mine here.
He doesn't have them ordered, but he's got them there.
Yeah. So I have sort of made myself a bit.
I have a box for one of them. Because I am playing with Vassal and the person that.
So it was the Hunters?
Hunters was number 5, yes.
Because of the great fun that me and you had participating in this event?
Yep.
I have done one patrol, remember? But now, hopefully.
You shouldn't have signed up with the event if you weren't prepared.
Oh. Going a bit blurry there. Hold on.
My number 5, A Wing and a Prayer, Bombing the Reich by Lock and Load Publishing.
So he's got his ready.
I got mine ready. And mine are
that was-
listed 1 to 5. I think it's a really cool game. It's it's definitely there's all kinds of different eras you can participate in the bombing. Some are more challenging than others, and it gives you it's a pretty quick game. You can play through a whole patrol in like 40 minutes. So and then you got to manage your it's a little bit of managing where you got to manage your planes when you get shot down and replacement crews. And I was going to name a crew after Rough Swordsman Wargamer, but there wasn't any British crews that made the cut. So Ruff, what's your number 5?
Number 5 is Men of Iron, the tri-pack from GMT. It's at number 5 because it's the most recent game I've played, so I haven't really had a chance to get into the nitty-gritty. But what I've seen so far, blooming brilliant. It's nice and easy-ish to play. It's not great battles of history, but I'm darn sure this will be put me in good stead when I start Great Battles of History, because there's some similarities. So yes, highly recommended. Number 5.
So you played like one turn of a scenario and it made number 5. Okay.
Yeah. Dish away, I can take it. I've been drinking port.
Good. Tony, what's your number 4?
I do have this one because it's right behind me. My number 4, NATO Air Commander.
NATO Air Commander. Really?
That's Spieler.
Hollenspiel. Yes.
Solo.
I had a lot of fun with this. I watched OG play it. I had it. Ooh, it's got that Hollenspiel smell. If anybody's bought games from Hollenspiel or from White Dog Games, they know that smell. It's the yeah. But no, it's a lot of fun. It's frustrating, but in a good way. You know how solitaire games are. I like going for the risks, but yeah, definitely recommend it very, very highly. You can knock it out in about 30, 40 minutes. Really, really good. Really good. Also played it multiple.
My number 4, and this might surprise the people, but it is Panzer Battles, 11th Panzer on the Char River by MMP. So I really think that even though there's been a lot of talk in our wargaming community about the Standard Combat Series and people kind of looking down upon it, I don't think they're properly analyzing and playing it correctly, because the biggest complaint from people are the road movement, and it rarely ever should come into play, because if you are playing the Defender, all you have to do is put a couple units on the road and they can't frickin' drive 1,000,000 miles down the road. So I think I learned this system this year, so it made the list for me, because now it opens up a whole bunch of opportunities for me to play lots of different games. I've got the Mighty Endeavor, I've got the Rostov 41, I've got Guadalajara, I've got a bunch of them that now, one system fits everything. So I think it's an underappreciated. It's not meant to be super, super deep. It's meant to be quick playing. And I know Tony did a great job with his Rock of the Marne, and maybe it might even make his list. Who knows? We'll see. That's my number 4. Panzer Battles.
Panzer Battles, right. Is it me?
Yep.
My number 4 is White Star, because I did a playthrough of this. Absolutely love this system. This and Panzer Grenadier. I think if I had push came to shove, it would be this system. It's a great, easily learned system, and there's only 3 games out of it at the moment. But yeah, another highly recommended game, White Star Rising by Lock and Load Publishing. Easy to play solo with or without the solo deck.
Yeah.
Solo deck's great, but if you haven't got that, it's easy enough because you know the way it plays. So yeah, White Star Rising.
Good call. I like that one.
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a great game.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Absolutely love this game. I had so much fun playing it. I would gladly play it again. It's one of those games that I feel like you could play over and over and over and over again. The system's really, really good. So definitely go for that one. I had so much fun when I recorded it. And I had a lot of people helping me out saying, hey, you did some rules wrong, so I had to restart. Yep. But to me, it was worth restarting. And once I got going on it, it was really good. Definitely can see where the challenges are with it. And yeah, I definitely recommend it very highly. Enjoyed playing this one. Just a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I've yet to play those.
My number 3 goes along with Rough Swordsman Wargamer.
Ah, nice.
Nations at War by Lock and Load Publishing. This I started with the card and dice scenario, and I transferred it into the tabletop simulator, and having a blast playing this. As Ruff said, it's a really easy system. It is really quick to play. There's not too much to manage, micromanagement in this game, so there's a lot of strategic and tactical choices to make. And there is a lot of variety where you're never sure who's going to go, when they're going to go. It's not like a you go, I go system. It's basically a chit draw system. And so I think it is one of the underrated Nations at War. I like this one much more than their other one, World at War 85. But for me personally, it's Nations at War.
That's the only one I need to get.
Number 3.
That's the only one I need to get.
Yeah, same here.
Ruff?
What are we doing? Number what?
3.
Number 3. I don't know what we've done here. 1, 2, 3. Right. Number 3. You're not going to like this, Jester, but I love this game. Israeli Air Force leader.
No, Jester, he's talking about the company. The games are really good. It's the company.
Yeah.
My number 1 is that way. It's not easy, but no, yeah.
Why that one over some of the others, Ruff?
I like it because it has so many different planes in it. You've got props and you've got jets. And that's what I like about it, I think. Corsair Leader is a great game, yeah. B-17, great game, but I haven't done B-17 on the channel. I've done Corsair Leader. I've done this, and yes, fantastic time I had with this. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, they make great games. That's a goodie. Israeli Air Force leader.
I can tell you that's not on my list anymore. I don't own it either, OG. Now, number 2 for me, I'm going to go it as a system because I've played multiple games in the system, but particularly DAC 2, the OCS DAC 2 that I'm playing with Kev. We've played all year long. I love the OCS. It's definitely my number 2. And I'm definitely going to be doing some videos, using Vassal on some of the different OCS games. Finding smaller scenarios that I can do. But yeah, definitely really, really enjoyed DAC 2 and having fun with that one for sure.
I'm sorry, I was doing something. Can you refresh?
DAC 2 was my number 2.
DAC 2, really?
Yeah, OCS, but particularly DAC 2. Me and Kev have been playing that. Kev at Big Board have been playing that all year long.
On the Vassal.
Yeah, so it's really fun.
you've not done any, you know, on the channel though.
No, but I plan to. Oh, not
Yeah.
the deck too. Me and Kev get no because it's honestly playing face to face or you know playing two players. There's a lot of downtime for one player because it's an I go you go. So generally, if you guys watched Kev's and Whiskey Charlie, we're both doing something while the other one's while the other one is
Yeah, I get you.
That's so frustrating. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
See, cats are the spawn of the devil, and you know Pope Gregory the 16 and 1365 said it right. They are the spawn of the devil.
Yeah, I mean, you just put the cat outside, and sooner or later they realize you're not going to open the door for them, and they go somewhere else. So that's what I do.
That's one.
All right, my number. What are we doing? Number 2.
2. Yep.
Two.
All right. My number 2 is Wing Leader by GM. Oh,
No.
wait a minute. Sorry.
You got carried away there, didn't you?
All right. It's going to be Heroes of Normandy, Lock and Load. Mostly the digital version. I've been playing the digital version a lot. I've got probably 10 or 12 different videos on that. It's a lot of fun. They did a great job of taking the board game and converting it over into a digital adaptation for it. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of different modules. You can play World War II. You can play modern day. You can play, insurgency. Very easy system to understand and play. There's lots of counters. If you get the board and card and dice version, it is great components, great quality. You can usually set up a game and get it completed, an 8 or 10 turn scenario in an hour or two. So it's not going to stick around on your table for hours and hours and hours. So that's good. So Heroes of Normandy, Lock and Load Publishing again, mostly the digital version, but I would recommend the board version as well.
Yep, that's something I'm going to have. I plan to get on the table and video next year. Yeah, great.
Hey, Bobby. Hi. Good to see you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're
number
okay.
2, Rolf.
Number 2. Don't say anything, but The Hunters. Fantastic game. I've got Silent Victory as well, which I hope to do next year sometime. But fantastic.
Didn't you play one turn of that too?
Anyway, great solo game. Highly recommend it. It's also one of my most watched series of videos. People love it, and I can understand why. The Hunters from GMT and Mr. Gregory Smith.
All right, here we go, boys. Number 1. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so I had to run and get this one. And I love this game. Love it, love it, love it. It's one of my favorite games. But it is ATS, particularly Backhand Blow 43, which is a Kharkov. It's the Kharkov scenarios. And one thing is this map, and I'll just kind of want to show you, this map is phenomenal. This is what we're playing on. I mean, they did a phenomenal job. They've actually named the streets for it. It's just so much fun. Again, it's kind of like, unfortunately, the company is like DVG. They're a pain in the ass, so I usually don't buy it directly.
That's a critical hit.
Yeah. So I usually buy all my stuff from Noble Knight. So I mean, it's like in a round way. But me and Mitch Land taught me the game, and I love it. It's a tactical. It's a great story. When we had Mitch on, it's the impulse system. Hey, Bobby. The impulse system just makes it so much fun. It's easy to slower. It's easy to solo. Too much beer already. It's easy to solo because of the impulse system. It's not all I go, you go. and I'm finding that impulse systems are great for solo, and even head to head, you have to be on your feet. There's not a lot of downtime in it because once they've done their thing, you're right back at it. So you need to be paying attention. I love that. I love that. So it was either between that or the way module they have, because me and Mitch have played both in multiple scenarios in both, and yeah, it's just so much fun. It's tactical. There's a great story that it's told, and almost all of the ATS are historically based. So that's what's really cool. So that was my number one. Backend Blow 43, the Kharkov module for ATS.
Yeah, ATS is actually, I don't know if you guys can even know this, but that is pretty much my introduction to wargaming back in the day was ATS. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got into ASL, and those were like my mainstay for probably the first 5 years. And so ATS, great system, underrated, a lot of issues with the company, but I had their Normandy, the big expansion Normandy one with the big maps and everything. Never actually got it on the table, but I had it. And you get a ton of counters, and it's playable. It's just
it's fun.
Yeah.
You go and my thing is it's 74 pages of rules compared to like 300 for ASL. So, and it covers kind of the same idea, but it's just an easier. And I love the impulse system. That is what sold me on this system.
It does. The impulse system is where I do something, but it brings a lot of strategy in, because it's like, well, if I activate this guy, then he can move up. But if I don't activate him, then he's got to move his units. So maybe I got to move somebody else over. And yeah, it does bring a lot.
And then when they move something and they open up a door for you, and they may not be able to close it quick enough. So unlike an I go, you go, where you move all your pieces, you can see that door open and then close because they realize it. Well, if he moves something, you can't go ahead and move real quick again. So you're really in it for the whole time. You can't I'll just look and see what he does after he's done. No, you have to pay attention because there might be an opportunity. And even OG says ATS is great. The company is. So I don't buy from the company. I buy directly from. I go to Noble Knight and get it that way because they're still going to buy it. So also Noble Knight takes a picture of everything that's in there, so you know what you're going to get. Because Critical Hits website's back from the 90s still. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, back even when I was getting into the system, it was. Yeah, I probably had 5 or 6 of their big modules. I had the France one, the Stone A, and
yeah. And I got a couple of. I got the Berlin. That was a gift from Mitch. He gave me the Berlin Red Victory.
Well, that was my first one I ever got.
Yeah,
Berlin
that one.
Victory, yeah.
And then I got Scottish Corridor against odds, and I have like a stack this big of modules. So I really have more than I can actually play through.
Is it as complex as ASL?
No. You use 10% of the rule book 98% of the time.
Right. So depending on the scenario, depends on what other special rules you use, sort of thing. Yeah.
And usually if it's a special rule you're using it multiple times in that scenario.
Yeah.
So if you're using air or offboard artillery or something like that, so you really get through that. Yeah.
I'll have to have a look out for some introductory ones.
I think this is funny. Chris is telling Bobby I got some money for Christmas, so I pre-ordered all 3 of the GMT Barbarossa East Front campaigns. And Bobby's like, I don't know what the hell that is. That's funny. Bobby is not a war gamer, folks. She is a very wonderful person that I met through some of our other subscribers, and she does a lot of book reviews and book chats. Definitely go check out her channel. She does a great job. She also makes all these really fancy dancy items out of she's very creative, and she comes up with all these cool things. She also likes the sports, so that's how she met my channel. Was she likes the sports. So, anyways, go check her out.
Yeah.
She's always coming up with creative things, and she's got an awesome channel. So love it. All right, my number one, boys. What do you think it is? You guys should know what it is.
Are you going first, or is it me?
Well, Tony already went, so now it's me.
Oh, okay. I thought, there we are. Is that right?
U.S. before Britain. Okay. Do you guys know what my number one would be?
You go.
I'm frightened to say anything now.
I'm trying to think what you played a lot of. Panzer Grenadier. Oh, the Hunters too.
Gotta be in it. Gotta be.
Yeah, surprised it made all three of our lists, but yeah, the Hunters for me was probably the funnest game. And you know, there's a story that goes along with this. It wasn't just the game, right?
Yeah.
It was the fact that, you know, my U-boat had some history and some very interesting moments in the war, and we did a video on that. So that kind of brought me into it a little bit more. If it wouldn't have been for that story, this probably wouldn't have made my number one, to be honest. But because of the story and because of the competition with Tony and some other guy that played one patrol, if it wasn't for that competition and this, might not have made the list. I mean, it's a quality game on its own, but because of all that other stuff and the fun that we had, well, some of us had participating in it, and the story with our U-boats and everything, which was really cool. So I hope we can do that again next year with another game if we can find a third to join us. So the Hunters, number one for me.
Well, I definitely agree. It's so much fun. They're great, and it tells a narrative too. You can write a text, you can write a novel, you know, out of what happens in your patrols and everything. So definitely.
No, you're right. You're right. It's me, isn't it? My number one game.
Number one. Hey, wait! Before you show it, did you play more than one turn?
All my games I play more than one turn, except for the live one where I played one patrol.
What? Let's guess what your number one is.
It starts with a P.
Starts with a what?
A P, I bet.
Let me think. It's going to be Warfighter, isn't it? God damn it. It's going to be Warfighter.
No.
What is it?
Oh, nice. I like that.
Fantastico game. John Butterfield. Solo game.
Oh, he made it on our lists.
Fantastic. Yeah. I didn't do too well, but it's fantastic. I highly recommend it.
You did play more than a turn. I think it took him like 5 turns to knock you out of the war.
Well, I completed the game, but I didn't finish it. I didn't get a great score. Let's put it that way. Yeah, fantastic. John Butterfield at his best, or one of his best.
Hit twice on our list. Nice.
Yeah.
So now that we did our top 5, I think we should do one that we think, you know, like an honorable mention that maybe we thought that you know, was really good. We just didn't get to play it enough, or, you know, for whatever reason, it just didn't make your list. Because I've got one that I think you guys will know, but.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now which one mine is, and it's on the table right now, and it's SPQR. I'm having so much fun with that. Doing the tutorial helped me learn the basics. I'm going to be adding. Chris. But it is so much fun. I'm having elephants rampage all over the place. It's a lot of fun. I wouldn't put it on my top 5 yet but I can see it making 1 or 2 next year unless something that I play really knocks its socks off. And who knows, it may be another GBOH game for all I know. But that would be my honorable mention just because I just started it. And I haven't played through a whole battle, but I'm having so much fun with it that I'd put that as my honorable mention. I thought about putting it on, but then I was like, nope, I haven't played it all the way through. So all these games I've played all the way through. Sometimes successful, most of the times not.
Tell me about it.
Rommel would have been on there because Rommel was one of the reasons how
you only get one. I mean, god damn. Are you just going to keep babbling until you name everything or what? Yeah. One honorable mention.
SPQR.
There you go. My honorable mention. Oh, do you want to go rough?
No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. My honorable mention would be Alien Abyss. Great system, great game. I've played it twice. The problem is both times I get to a certain point and I move it back there to my chair, and then somewhere along the line when I'm trying to move it from there to here, something gets in the way and knocks pieces all over the goddamn floor, and then I've got to start over again. So I never actually got past like turn 8 I made through like 2 propaganda rounds, but I never completed it. So if I probably would have got a chance to actually complete the game, I probably would have put it on the list, but just because I had to restart it and start it over and everything. And it is a little wanky with the AI bot. I really wish the GMT would update it with the new AI system. And that's why I'm looking forward to trying out Fire in the Lake with the new AI bots to see if that does things for it. So that would be my honorable mention. Great game, great system. If you don't have to worry about moving it from one place to someplace else and bringing it back, then highly recommend it.
Well, I suppose for me, my honourable mention is a game I've actually played more times on camera than anything else, but it didn't get into the list, is Warfighter. I know. I love it. I love the game. I've got so much stuff for it. It's incredible.
I thought I was going to make your list. I really did.
No, I did because it's a game I play as well when I want to just play something quick for fun without too much thinking. But yeah, if we'd have had a top 6, it would have been in there. But Warfighter, yeah. Tons of stuff.
Warfighter, it's got that modular system. So you got different events, you got different people, you got different enemies to go against. You got mix and match things. You got endless variety. So it's not that I'm against the DVG games as much as it's about the whole bad taste I have in my mouth for DVG right now. So anyway,
but it is
somebody asked for our can we do another one of which is the most disappointing game of 2020 as well?
I'm gonna go with I got one, and it's not bad. It just took me a while to get into it, and I always hate when games don't grab my attention, and that's Rock of the Marne. I ended up having fun with it, but it took 90% of the game until I got to that point. And so that was what I was disappointed about. I had the last 2 turns was a lot of fun, but turns 1 through 12 there was a drag in there, and I had lost motivation on that. But that's just because it's not a bad game. Had a lot of fun at the end, but it just took a while to get to the fun part.
All right, again, this is not games that came out in 2020. These are just games that we were disappointed in for 2020. Games that we played in 2020 that we were disappointed about. So my game was a game that came out a while ago, and it was very popular. I mean, it was very popular. It sold out like instantaneously. And I wanted a copy of it because I'm really, really interested in the subject matter. And you couldn't find a copy for under $200. And I'm like, I'm not spending $200. Well, they finally decided to reprint it, and they reprinted it, and I got it. And I was so excited. And I put it on my table, and I played it, and I played it, and I played it. And then I was like, damn, where is the fun in this game? It is way too much work. It is way too complicated. It is not fun at all. Do you know which game I'm talking about?
Fields of Fire. Oh,
Man,
really?
Omaha Beans. It was oh my gosh, it was a very big disappointment for me. Oh Jesus, I just turned off my screen. Hang on a second. Hang on, I got to come back. That's what happens when you set shit on your keyboard.
Yeah, we can see you, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hang on, I can't see anything. All right. So this is one of these games that came out, sold really well. You couldn't find a copy. They weren't going to reprint it for the longest time. I signed up for the pre-order on was it Decision Games? Yeah, Decision Games site, waiting for it. It finally reprinted it. I got it. And man, I'm telling you what, setting this on the table, organizing all that crap, all those stupid counters, and then every time you flip up a card, you got to redo everything. It is way too much work. Way too much work. I know, Tony, you like Pelulu. I don't know how. I mean, it's basically kind of the same game, but man, oh man, it is way too much.
Pelulu is supposed to be kind of the antithesis of all the games. Like they kind of like fixed everything. It's kind of like the perfect version from what I've been told of the game. That's what I've heard.
That's what. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people play it. Maybe this is one of those games you got to play 3 or 4 times so you get the flow, and it's not as. For me, it was just so much micromanaging and micromanaging your troops and you know, there was like no suspense whatsoever. It was just flip the stupid card up and find out who dies every stinking turn over and over and over again. There wasn't like, you know, what's going to happen this turn. It was like, oh, let's flip up the card and find out which one of my units is going to get blown to hell. It was so much work. It was not worth it for me. I was, after like 5 turns, I'm like, okay, I'm done. D-Day at Omaha Beach for sale if someone's interested.
Because I want to get that, you see, because then I complete the set. I don't want to get Iowa because that's not.
It's not Butterfield. I also heard there's a lot of issues with that one.
Which one?
I want to get that. Anyway.
Oh yeah. It's by a different designer too.
Yeah.
It's got some issues with it, I understand. So we'll wait until that gets rectified. My most disappointing game of the year, I haven't played it because that's why it was disappointing. I couldn't understand the rules. I just couldn't understand them. Now, as OG says, I'm not a clever guy, but these rules, and it's a magazine game from World at War, and I was really looking forward to it because it was a solitaire game. It's called the Luzon Campaign. Now, other people might go, what are you talking about, Ruff? It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I spent a good couple of hours. I set it all up, and that's not a mean thing either. Lots of counters, and started to read the rules, and I just couldn't make head nor tail of them. And I'm not sure if it's me, but it's I think it's a Thai Bomber game. Great components, great map and everything, but I just couldn't get my head around it for some reason. The rules to me just didn't make sense. So it's probably me, I know, because I am British, and that might be a reason. But I was really disappointed because I was looking forward to this solo game about the invasion of Luzon, you know. So, I mean, it meant something as well because, of course, their leader, there's the Luzon campaign you can do in that as well. So yeah, that was my most disappointing game of. Crikey, you thirsty? Of the year. Unfortunately, unless somebody gets back to me and says, "This is how you play it, rough. You're just being daft."
I know it's interesting. It can be a disappointment just on your anticipation for it, and it just doesn't turn out the way you think it is going to turn out for you, or it might be just too complicated or too easy or whatever.
Or you just can't understand the rules.
Well, I mean that if you can't get through the rules, you can't play it. It's one of those things we talked about. Designers should not be writing rules for their own games, so they should have someone else write the rules. Send them an outline and say, "Here's what my game is. Now write the rules for it." Because there are some bad rules out there. There are some bad. We've talked about that on our group, but yeah. So that was our top 5 games of the year and our top disappointment. Do we have any other categories we want to talk about?
No, I was just kind of going through what I want to get through next year, and that list is growing every year. It's horrible, and I've got more coming that I know I want to play. I know I want to play once they come in.
And I'm saying, I better sort of ease off a bit. I've got far too much I need to play. But then, you know me, I'll get something if I see it. It's terrible. We're terrible, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, and we had some really, again, these aren't just games that came out in 2020, but just games.
Yeah, these are what we played.
So games that we played, some of them we're catching up on, some that did come out in 2020. I got one. All right, here's one. Games that you purchased in 2020 that you want to get to the table first. Like I've got, for example, where is it? Right here, right? So I'm a big tactical guy. I've got the last 100 yards, and now I got the airborne over Europe. I literally set this up to record, and then I'm like, took it down because I just didn't have the desire or whatever at the time. And I'm like, damn, I own 2 games of the system, and I still don't have it on the table yet. What's wrong with me? What am I waiting for? Come on, let's get with it. And I love tactical games. You guys know it. I have like every tactical game there ever was, ever. And I need to get this because people keep talking great things about it. I know Heathwell has done some videos on it, and I'm like,
good one.
No excuse. Why are you not doing it? Well, I mean, besides time and having a million other things to do. So let's do 3. We'll do 3 of our games of shame.
Oh, there we go. I like that.
Games of shame that we didn't get on the table in 2020. All right. So that was my number 1 game of shame.
There we go.
Oh, he's busy.
Oh, sorry about that. Just clearing the space. Right.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, games that we bought.
Our top 3 games of shame. Oh yeah.
It's on my list. But
it's because of time, isn't it? It's not because you don't want to play them.
Right, yeah.
I found out that I will be working from home all of January as well. So that gives me time to get some more videos in. You guys will see a huge drop off when I have to start going back into school.
Tony's going to be teaching his class while he's setting up the board game.
Or doing a history class. That is a game I want, you see.
Yeah.
I want that as well.
Yep. So this one is that I will go get my other one real quick. I've got 2 that I actually am going to
I'll go and get one while you get that then, yeah?
Sounds good.
D-Day at Peleliu. I want to play this. I've had them sticking around for a while now. I just haven't got. They're all punched, all ready to go, clipped, and what's not.
I remember. Probably it's been 6-7 months ago. You talked that was going to be the next one on the table, and then it got bumped, and then it got bumped again, and then it got bumped again.
And we can't do that. We must play these things. So that's definitely on my list to do.
What's your next one, Jester?
So this one got bumped for me. I was so excited about this when it was released. I got it, and Ruff said, "Oh, don't worry, I'm going to put this on my channel," and he never did until like the last week of the season. So I had like all this time that I never got a chance to do it. You know what I'm talking about? Men of Iron Tri-Pack. So I didn't want to interrupt because Ruff was like, "Oh, this is going to be next to my table once I get this other game done," and then it got bumped again, like all of our games do. We're like, "Oh, this is going to be the next one," and then something comes out, and then it gets bumped. I didn't want to interfere with me doing it the same time he was going to do it. But this is one of these ones that I was like, "Oh, I got to try this." But then I didn't want to interfere with him, but I guess I could have because he didn't do it until the last week of the season.
Yeah. Agree. That is the second edition, by the way. I just checked. You were asking about Picket. He was asking about Picket Duty if it was the second. Yes, it is the second edition.
Yes, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Men of Iron, I want to play another one of those as well. I want to play one from Infidel. So,
all right, Tony, what's your number 2?
I've had this for a while, and I want to get it to the table. This is Salerno VCS, which is variable combat system. The rules aren't that long. I really want to do stuff with the Italian combat campaign. So this is on my list, probably first half of the year. At least a small scenario, something, just so I can play it. But I've had this too long to not have it on the table.
that's the only one in that system, isn't it?
Yeah, there's another one that they were developing, but they didn't get enough purchasers, which was actually a Kharkov game.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh well, let's see how you get on with it.
Yeah.
I've got
Maybe
lots of.
not enough people wanted it.
But it doesn't mean you won't enjoy it, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a lot of these on the old shelf, and I've got to get some out, and that's the one I want to do first because it's got Brits in it as well, and the French. So Lock and Load Tactical.
Yeah, you keep talking about it.
I know, and I've got the new rule book there as well. I know you can download it, I know, but I've now got a hard copy, so. Yeah, that's definitely on the cards for next year.
Yeah. All right, my last number 3, and this is gonna be the Grand Tactical series. So I'm like, I got into the Standard Combat series, and I'm like, oh, being a tactical guy, maybe you should look at the Tactical Combat series. And I'm like, I bought like 5 of the games this year. Some of them were secondhand. This one I got from Amazon because it's like, oh, just released GD42. And I'm like, great. I went to Lee Forrester's YouTube channel. I watched all of his videos, not once, not twice, but 3 times because I'm prepping to play it. Guess what? Never played it. It's a shame. I know. It's a shame.
And we'll be showing these games again next year, won't we?
It's actually kind of funny because who are the guys? The Players Aid. They did a video, I think 2 years ago, where it was their games of shame. And I had posted to them this year. I said, hey, why don't you update that video and see how many are still on the list?
And it'll probably be a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm sure. So that was my number 3.
I've got a tie for 3.
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't decide which one I'm more shameful that I don't have. Now I am playing 3 days of Gettysburg, so that's in the same system. But this one, there's such small battles, and like I could do it, and there's so much in this box, and I just have it, and I'm really really bummed. And for Gandhi, it's a crazy interesting topic. A war game about a peaceful, transition, or so it's like the topic is really, really interesting. So that's kind of my tie for those two.
I can't. I'm sorry, Ruff. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Just to say, you really upset Hex to Hex because you haven't played Death Valley yet. Him being a American Civil War nut.
Well, like I said, I'm playing 3 Days to Gettysburg. I'm playing the full campaign. I've been playing it for a year, almost 2 years now, and so I'm still playing it, but yeah. Hey, Clay.
Yeah, I am kind of disappointed you never got around to Gandhi, because you got me into the coin system. Then they come out with this new AI bot system, and you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna get Gandhi, and I'll put it on the table, and I'll show you how." And I was like, so looking forward to watching you play it with the new AI, and you never did. So you disappointed me, besides disappointing yourself. So that could be twice as bad.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those two are probably. I'm like, I gotta get some GBACW out. I gotta get some GBACW out because I love that system, and I've read and I've got the rules pretty good. They're not that much different, but between the games. But I just feel bad that I haven't got it out there yet.
Rough, shameful. What else you got?
Yeah, well, it's a sort of tie because I want to get out. I've been buying games from the past, so I want to get some of those out, like Tokyo Express and Sixth Fleet and the Korean War. But the one I want to get out, and I'm hoping to, is Flying Colours. I just want to have a go at this and see what it's. Now I've got my table. I can get a 2-mapper out, and I should have great fun with it. So that's that one, Flying Colours.
Yeah, that's another one of those P500s that came in under the radar, and it's it's at the bottom of my pile now. As games, as you pull out a game, right, to look at it. The ones that on top of it kind of fall down, and then you put the game that you got out back up on top, and so like Flying Colors keeps making it farther and farther.
I know.
And I think it is. There's only one game below it, and that is Fleet Commander Nimitz at this point, because that one, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know if I'll ever get that to the table.
So lots of plans.
I made stars on all of this for my list to make sure I get them on the table, so that way next year when you do this, at least I'll have different games on the table.
Yeah, don't pick them again. But no, they've got to be ones you broadcast, not play. We're all YouTube creators.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I found that if I video it, I feel a responsibility to continue it and finish it. When I play by myself, a lot of times it kind of just, there's no accountability for me to finish it sometimes, especially like Rock of the Marne. Guaranteed, if I did not video that, I probably would have not finished it because it took that long for it to get going. But since I videoed it and I had Hex to Hex working on it or pushing me saying it's going to be good, which it was good for the last 3 turns, but it took so long to get to that point.
But the thing is, those ones we mentioned, we've got to play them on video because
nobody will believe it if we say we played it.
Exactly. I have played them all, yes, in my lunchtime. Yeah, so we've got to play them proper.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all have grandiose plans, but then something else comes in, and it's always like the new girl on the block. It's like, you think you got a great wife, and then the new girl shows up, and you're like, man,
what?
What? What are you talking about, Jess? Oh, come on, you know what I'm talking about.
Somebody asked me if I have any Civil War armaments on here, and I don't want to mispronounce names. That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't have any, but I have fired several different ones. I would honestly love to fire a cannon from the time period, from the Civil War period. I'd love to. Jay, I actually play in the morning before my wife gets up. That's where I do it when I do a lot of videos, is before everything gets up, before my wife gets up and gets moving.
I always get only playing tactical game against another person. I can't solo tactical games like I do with operational. Yeah, it is very hard because you got to. Tactical is a lot more maneuvering, I think, than operational level games, and planning out strategies like, oh, I'm going to try and flank, or, oh, I see a hole in the middle, I'm going to try to break through. I mean, you got some of that in operational level games, but tactical, it's hard to outthink yourself. For me, I hate playing tactical solo. I really do. That's why a lot of these, that's why, when I had Lock and Load Tactical on, it was mostly because of the digital, because, they do have the AI and everything.
And you do have the solo deck with that as well. So
you do have that.
Yeah.
So that is an option, but that's just an extra step that I don't want to go through. But
I've been playing the new Nations at War digital, the Unity version. Have you been trying that?
I have tried it. I haven't tried it recently, but I have tried it. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a little bit better. It plays a little bit better. It's in beta, so they want sort of feedback from it. So yeah, been playing a bit of that as well.
World of Flames Deluxe copy. Okay.
Just got to get some 95 days.
Right, man.
So yeah, a lot of good stuff this year. A lot of good games. Got obviously not as much as we'd like to get done. It's always that way though, every year, isn't it?
Yeah, crikey.
And then next month, the end of January, we'll be talking about the same thing. So who knows where it'll go. But I've got a puzzle. I got a freaking 1,000-piece puzzle. How long is that going to take to put together? Right?
No time at all. All you need is a hammer. And to turn them up the other way, and a hammer. And it's fine.
You need to just pound them into place.
Yeah, if you turn them on the blank side, you can just get in there. Yeah, no time at all. But what you got planned for your next videos?
I've got it set up for the next week.
You're still
my SPQR. I honestly, as I'm playing it, I'm like, okay, I need to do a tutorial on this. I need to do a tutorial on this. So what's really neat about me playing, and I say that, I say in my videos, hey, I'm learning the game as we go through too. But I'm like, okay, I need to do a tutorial on elephant rampages because I had got some of the stuff wrong the first time I did it. The last time I did it, I got it right. I do agree. Puzzles are awesome. So I see a lot more of SPQR out for me for over the next couple of weeks and months. Honestly, I see that as that not getting off my second table anytime soon. I may throw another battle out there, and then the other one, because I know Jester's getting tired of me talking, is Skies Above the Reich, and it's set up right now.
Right. For me, I was just going to say, for me, it's already set up on my table. I'm going to try and do at least the basic scenario for Tokyo Express. That's a beastie of a game. The rules, there's 24 pages of rules just for the basic game, and then another 64 pages for the advanced rules. So I want to try and get a game of that up as my next project. And then I'm looking at, so I did say Nations at War, but I've got something a bit lighter to get over that. And that's, as I say, is Herman Luckman's Invaders from Dimension X, which is a nice, easy-ish game. Very hard to win. But yeah, after that, don't know.
Oh no, that would be an interesting idea. We all get the same jigsaw puzzle, and then we are a race to finish it on a live stream.
I'd win using my technique. Never fails. Turn up the other way.
Is that the same technique that you're using for your hunters, where if you don't participate, you can't win, or you win?
I have been moaned at by subscribers, when are you going to do your next one, Ruff, and all that. And I'm saying now I've got the equipment, hopefully in the new year, very soon, I'll be able to put up another patrol. So it's not because I didn't want to do it. It's because I was a bit fed up with the stop-start animation type thing I was getting on my first live stream. So I've had to wait for Father Christmas. And he's been and gone and left me a Prezi. And that hopefully now will be all put to good use, and we can do some stuff. Live streams though, oh dear,
they're fun. I do enjoy the interaction. That's the one thing that I think is fun, is when you do a live stream, and I had fun doing it with the hunters.
Yeah,
is getting that instant reaction to when things just go up shit creek.
Yeah,
I was there. If you don't remember, when your boat sank.
Yes, when I rolled a 13 for an airplane.
You rolled a 12, but with the bonus, it was 13. Yeah.
And I enjoyed that.
And at the time, like for the first 2 or 3 seconds, I kind of felt bad, but I got over that pretty quick.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? But that's what I enjoyed, that even though I was stressing, the people all there behind you and shouting at their monitors and all that, it's great fun.
Well, when you're not playing the game right and you're missing rules, and we're just trying to tell you, hey dude, you forgot to roll for this, and you're like 5 minutes later, like,
oh, I'm stressed.
Oh, geez, I forgot to roll for this, but well, don't worry about it, we'll be okay.
I'm going to be a bit more laid back this time and take notes and watch the screen and all that sort of thing.
He was hard for himself too, if I remember right.
Yeah, I was rubbish.
I think he was making it harder for himself.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I know.
We were trying to make it easier for you.
I know, you were there. Everybody was there. All trying to encourage me and banging the monitor and throwing the mouse at the screen.
Dave's got a good comment here about the length between patrols here.
Which is it? Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jay.
Clay. Yes, I do have it. I have not tried it. This is the BAR system. I have Fontenoy. I have Mullets, and then I also have Monmouth. So it's on my list, probably not for a year or so, but I'll definitely get Mitch to help me.
Hey, a mohawk on the back of your head?
Oh, I just have I have no hair.
You gotta go.
See, then my wife's like, but then you have to do it all the time. You have to maintain it. This I don't have to maintain.
Don't get tough sticking out the side.
She does. So I save money, and she does my hair because it's like a 1, and that's it. It's just a 1. It keeps it.
Yeah, don't get a comb over.
Yeah. Oh God, no. My wife would kill me if I had to come over.
Yeah, in the wind.
I also remember I teach teenagers. I don't need anything else to give them.
They will give you hell.
Give them ammunition. Yeah. You don't need that.
Matter of fact, I make fun of the lack of hair just to take it out of their wheelhouse. So if they're trying to make fun of me of losing my hair, I make fun of myself on that one. I've always found if you're too serious with these kids, they'll eat you alive.
Yeah, they'll call. Yeah,
you got to have fun.
What games are you guys the most looking forward to coming out beginning of next year? Ruff?
I'm looking forward to the World at War 85. That's something else I've got to get on the table as well. World at War 85, the new Kickstarter coming out for that. Crikey, too many games, not enough time. And the new Lock and Load, Mr. OG's Lock and Load module coming out, Stalingrad. So looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the Pacific War if it comes out next year, the monster game. And the other one I'm looking forward to is Carrier, the new version of John Southard's classic Carrier game from the 80s.
Tony?
Mr. President from GMT, I've been dying to get that and play that. That just rings up my bell. Like, it just rings the bell for me. But also the next World at War 85 set and kind of the Stalingrad set. But those are, but definitely in the Bayonet and Tomahawk game, that's got my curiosity really picked. And that's actually going to be coming out soon. That may be a table clearing, let's get this out and play it. Or at least when I know it's coming, I'll keep my one table open. So that way when it gets here, I'll do a box opening instead of putting it back in the box. I'll just play it. So,
Well, that would be good. Let's see. Is GMT updated their P500 order list in the last 2 weeks at all? No.
Yeah, they sent out a list, an email last week. I think on the 22nd.
Well, they're still at the printers for like the last month.
They haven't charged, but they were talking second week of January, I think, on the email. So, but it may actually be.
What? Wait a minute. Wait, what? Bobby's gonna leave. Oh, Bobby! Everyone say goodbye to Bobby.
Bobby, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for coming on by. Appreciate it. Good friend of our channel. We love her. She's great. Go check out her channel, guys. She does some really awesome creative things that she makes. It's awesome. So
I do tabletop simulator. I do have tabletop simulator. I do have that.
So my most anticipated game, since you guys asked.
No.
I don't care.
Go get on with it.
Wait a second. What, Chester? What is your most anticipated game? I'm just dying to hear this.
My most anticipated game, especially coming out early, hopefully, because it's ready to be printed, hopefully, Command and Conquer Samurai Battles. So I'm looking forward to checking that one out. For me, again, a lot of you guys probably look at that and go, oh, it's the Command and Conquers and stuff. But for me, it's a battle you can do in an hour to 2 hours. It doesn't take up a huge amount of table space, and it's something that's manageable. You can get it done in one live stream or whatever. So I am no longer looking at games like Atlantic Wall that I bought last year. And when I opened the box and there's 5 maps bigger than my desk here, I'm like, what the hell are you thinking?
Try a smaller game like Time for Trumpets.
It's only 4 maps.
Yeah.
I got that one too. And you know that.
I know you have.
I would love to, Mike. I've been dying. I've heard so much about that. Mike's talking about that, Mr. President. And I'll tell you what, other than war, politics.
I'm not done with my list yet, but can I? Yeah.
No, you can't finish.
Second one that I'm looking forward to, I think they'll get it reprinted this year, is Banish All Snakes. That should be right up. That should be right up Russ Swordsman Wargamers alley right there.
Careful. Yeah, I looked at it. It's card driven.
Yeah,
but it's so friendly. It's supposed to be. I think it's like more like coin.
It is designed for one player. So.
Oh, all right. Okay. Now, come on. I can't. I've got how many now? I've lost count. I can't.
460 P500s, I think.
Yeah, and it's going to kick off again next year. You know, there's a lull because it's, you know, the holiday season and whatever, you know, what's going on in the world. But in the new year, it might kick off again, and my poor old credit card is going to melt. I've got to be a bit careful. But yeah, I did see that.
I think it's gonna be a good one, especially solitaire. I think it's supposed to be card driven, fun. So that's now I'm done. Now you can go on your rant, Tony. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying Mike was
Go ahead and talk about whatever they're talking about in the chat now. Go ahead.
Oh, he was saying that we could get set up. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do Mr. President. I'd love to put it on my channel if we could figure something out. Like, definitely.
Yes, I'm no longer looking at games unless they have a card. That's true. If you saw my Christmas gifts, you would know exactly what Hex to Hex is talking about.
Yeah.
Pound for pound, Jester's got more in cards this Christmas. It's like, seriously, if you got $1 for every card, you'd be like, we'd all be able to retire.
I just ordered 1,000. I just ordered 1,000 card sleeves, and I calculated it up, and it's only going to cover 1.5 of the games that I have to get now.
Although I must have God knows how many thousands of cards of Warfighter if I bother to count them up. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've
taken all my card sleeves off of Warfighter, so they've been donated to other games.
You tend to do that. They move around a bit, don't they? To your next
it's like, oh, I need it for this game. What am I gonna? What am I gonna do?
I know I was prepping one day, and I went to my wife, and I'm like, "Man, I gotta wait. I can't wait till Friday." She's like, "Well," I'm like, "I gotta order more card sleeves." And I wanted to wait till payday.
What a sad luck we are.
I don't want to turn it away from wargaming, but I'm interested to know what Ruff had for his Christmas supper. What kind of English did you have? Like green pudding, or what the hell did you have for your Christmas supper?
Dinner.
Okay, Christmas dinner. What did you have?
Well,
goose? Did you have goose?
Traditionally, it is goose. It's only because of you lot we have turkey. Traditionally, it was goose, but we didn't have either of those because I don't like turkey very much. So we had beef. That was cooked with a crumb of mustard. We have pork with the old pork crackling on the top of it. Yeah, this is all. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Still, yeah. And then we had a boiled and roasted ham for the meats, and then we had roast potatoes cooked.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, go on.
What was the first thing you had?
Beef with a mustard.
Beef
crust.
With mustard, and what was on top of that?
Mustard crust.
And what else was on top?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. All right. So you had beef with the mustard, and then what else did you have?
We had roast pork with crackling.
So you had beef, roast pork, and ham.
So 1 cow and 2 pigs.
Yeah. Isn't the pig a wonderful animal? It really is.
You can eat everything but the oink.
Yeah, everything. And for the potatoes, we do them in a rather special way. We cook them we parboil them, and then we shake them in a colander, sieve thing, metal sieve thing, to roughen them all up. And then we get some semolina, dried semolina, and we chuck that on and mix that up because that makes it go all crispy. And then we cook it in goose fat and chuck in some cloves of garlic.
That sounds.
And when you say we do,
they are, and they come out golden brown with crispy bits around the edges because you chafe them all up, and then the usual sort of vegetables, and then you make the gravy out the meats, and this is it. Yeah. It was good. And then we have Christmas crackers. Do you have Christmas crackers over in your part of the world?
No.
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 We have cookies. I don't.
No. This is different. I know what it is, and it's different. It's not edible. Am I correct on that?
That's right. It's because they make a noise. They crack.
They're gifts. And they're little, really inexpensive gifts, if I remember right? Am I correct on that?
Yeah. They're normally crappy unless you go to, a posh shop and buy them. But yeah, they're sort of cylindrical with a sort of crunched in middle bit, and then the bit you hold, and then you pull them. One person pulls it, and you pull it, and whoever gets the most wins that cracker. And inside is the treasure, and the treasure is some sort of crap. Screwdriver set, I don't know, some dice, maybe I'd be, and then there's a hat, the paper crown we put on to remind us about what Christmas is about, and then there's the little joke thing. With
So the hat reminds you what Christmas is about.
Well, it's like a crown, isn't it? So we three kings and all that nonsense.
Wow.
Yeah, see, you don't know what you're missing.
I am so glad that we won the Revolutionary War. I'll just tell you that. Wow.
Oh, it's your loss. Your loss.
Holy cow.
There's a toy inside, yes. Oh, well, you see, you've got a bit of Portuguese, you see. They know to eat as well.
That's
lovely.
I will tell you, we had a store-bought lasagna, but that wasn't the ultimate. Me and a friend, relatively newer friend, but me and a friend of mine, he makes homemade sausage, and we actually made sausage together this last year or so. So we had this whatever lasagna, but I cooked up my homemade sausage. There's nothing like fresh ground homemade sausage in natural casings. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. I can eat it over and over and over again. So that was we got a store-bought lasagna, whatever. I could care less. But I always have to make something since we didn't have ham. We didn't have a big get-together because of regulations and stuff. And my wife and then my brother-in-law also work at long-term care facilities. So they're really trying to limit the contact outside. So they were actually, So I made that sausage, and there's nothing better. If you've never had homemade sausage, you're missing out.
Well, funny thing about sausages, I've got a war-related bit of trivia here about sausages. And what we do because of what's going on as well. This year we all met the family on Zoom, and there was a quiz. The mother-in-law put together a quiz, and one of the questions was, why did Germany ban sausages in World War I? And we're going, well, I don't know. But evidently, it's because the casings were being used to make zeppelins. So there wasn't enough casings around, natural casings for the sausages to go around because they were being used for the war effort.
Wow.
So sausages.
Yeah.
Well, weird to know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. There you go. Where's he gone?
Sausages because we need to build our zeppelins.
Yeah. Weird.
Tony's,
so yeah, that's
Tony
our Christmas.
A little blurry there. Are you seeing Tony blurry as well?
Yeah, he was going a bit pixelated.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing a stop motion. You're doing a claymation thing now.
He's charging up his phone because he wasn't smart enough to realize for a whole week that, oh my gosh, today's Saturday and we got our live stream today. Let me be prepared and charge my shit up ahead of time.
Yeah.
It was charged up. You just sucked up my battery. That's all.
That doesn't sound very nice.
You're all pixelated, so we can't hear a word you're saying.
So you're running off a phone. I've got a webcam.
No, I have a webcam. I had to go get my laptop battery.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're all a bit.
Yeah, probably needed to. My power was going down.
You guys got to see, got to go see all here. Is too much.
Too much same
year 2021 to play our games in. Yeah, let's hope so, Chris.
So, Chris,
Hope so, buddy. Thanks for
See you
coming
later,
on by. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we're wrapping the year up. This will be our last one of the year. Next video will be 2021.
Yep.
And 2020 has been great. I mean, how can you end the year better than that, right?
well, there you go. Yeah.
What
are you going to get with that? What are you going to buy?
I've actually already lined up buying some Apple baseball seasons.
Well, can't knock it if that rocks your boat. That rocks your boat, doesn't it?
Easy come, easy go, man. It was freebie.
Oh, yeah.
I figured.
Cool.
I told the wife, I said, let's not spend it on stupid paying bills or doing something like that. This is our money for ending the year off right. So,
and it's been a pretty poo year, isn't it? Really, generally speaking, with what's going on. I mean, So
I should buy a new table for Atlantic Wall.
Yeah, get one of these. Get a couple of these.
I got a great copy of Atlantic Wall for sale. I'm actually thinking about selling some of my board games because I think I went a little nuts last year. Tony was, I would hate to say it, but Tony was a little bit right. I was a little nuts last year. And just I wasn't thinking like, yes, all these games are great and awesome and having them is wonderful, but sitting them on the shelf not playing them doesn't really help you any.
No.
Mm-hmm.
We all went a bit bonkers, I think. You're all guilty of that. And this is a proper folding table, yes. Yeah, all right.
No, a Steeler fan was wondering what I...
Oh, sorry. Yeah. $10 times $50. Like
You know, you're gonna pay taxes on it, though.
No, you don't. You can actually, if it's $600 or less, you don't have to do it with it.
Okay.
You just take it to the grocery store and they'll cash it out for you.
Purple Norseman.
Not only that, but the other one she bought me also had $20. Now, this is the funny story, right? So she buys me $20 worth of cards. I buy her $20 worth of cards. We don't know that. I just was like, I go in the store, I hand the lady $20. They say, just give me $20 worth of gift card. I don't care, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And there's like, she's got like 8 or 10 of them that she gets to scratch off, right? And I'm like, cool, right? I get 2 to scratch off because she buys me the more expensive ones. You know what? She won $4 on all hers. I won $520 on the 2 that I had.
Yes, that would have pleased her. Yeah.
But I gave her half.
Well, yeah, because you're a big softie. Happy wife.
Right. It's a marriage, and she's like, the only reason you're giving me half of this is because you're afraid if I win big, I'm not going to share with you.
There's always that, of course. Yes, there's always that. Think ahead. That's what I say.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, next year, what if she wins like 1,000? What am I going to do then?
Get half of it.
Right. So I want half back. So I figured, yeah, this is an investment for the future. So.
Purple Norseman put a question up there. And how do you train? How do you guys train wives to get the right game?
To get the names right, the right names.
I buy them, hand them to her. You got me this for Christmas, and then usually I forget that I got them, and so it's a surprise Christmas morning. This year was different because usually it's about 4 or 5 because GMT has their sales. But this year I kind of knew it was coming, but that's okay.
We had the easiest Christmas this year. Normally I hate Christmas because you got to go to all these stupid shops. The wife wants all these, she saw thing in a store. She saw this in the store. She saw this somewhere else. And I spent freaking 3 weeks driving around getting all this crap. This year was so easy, right? Go to Amazon. You go wish list, wish list, wish list, wish list. Send a friend. And that's what she did. She went on to Amazon. She said, add things to her wish list. She sent it to me. I did the same thing for her. And then it was just buy, check out, and I'm done. That is the Christmas spirit right there, buddy.
Huh. Yeah, normally for me with games, because it's useless asking non-war gamers to get me something. So you either they go, oh, we'll give you the money. So rather than them go on the blooming thing and look for it and pay for it, they go, oh yeah. So I order it after Christmas. So that's what normally happens, unfortunately. It'll be great if you were married to another war gamer and they know exactly what you want, and then you haven't got a clue what it is, and you think, oh, what she bought me?
I'm afraid she'll pay full price for any of the games.
Now, my wife's very astute.
Right.
She's very
That's why, I mean, even when you order them from Amazon, you're paying usually more than you can get them from like a retail shop. So next year will probably be Noble Knight wish list. But it worked out great. It worked out great because I got so much good stuff this year. Oh my God.
You got tons of stuff.
Oh my God, I got tons of stuff. Oh my God.
Yeah. I know you put on like what would you want to play, and I put Lord of the Rings, but I really want to see that Thunderstone actually. The Thunderstone that
don't start off on
yeah. That one interests me.
Whack.
I just freaking just hit my
his board games were beating him up. Oh.
And that's not a wussy box, is it? That's a proper box, that is.
That is a serious box that this one just nailed me in the face.
What I want to know, if I may, while he's looking at his injury, the GMT sale didn't go ahead, of course, this year. But when it does, do they apply the same European thing they do for their P500s? Are they sent to, say, Second Chance Games if you buy them, and then they post them out, or do you have to pay shipping at the GMT website? It'd be interesting to know that, if anybody's done that.
Couldn't tell you either way. Sean, that cracks me up.
Yeah. Round two.
Someone ban him. Put him in 5-minute timeout, please. I'm bleeding. I can feel the blood.
Oh dear.
Luckily, we're getting to the 6 o'clock mark because I got to cook dinner, so you'll be able to recover. Get some ice on that. Funny.
My mouth is bleeding. I hope you're happy.
Yes.
I just thought I was interested in it. I didn't need to see the box.
So
I go to a battlefield about every 2-3 weeks because I live right next to the Battle of Fallen Timbers, which is a Native American battlefield. It's where they surrendered General Anthony Wayne, which my kids go to Anthony Wayne School. So, yeah, I visit that regularly. So, but I don't know. We'll see.
So yeah, I think some of these games, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I just don't have enough space to keep them all anyways. I think I'm gonna have to part with a few of them, Ruff. You want some of them?
Well, you want to send them over? I'll certainly have them off you.
What do you like? What do you like? Greatest Day? Atlantic Wall?
Well, it might even be too big for my 2 tables, that one.
A Time for Trumpets?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I'll find the room somehow.
You find the room? Okay.
Very kind of you. They're not cheap games. Very kind of you.
No, very not cheap. Very not cheap.
Well,
Okay,
we've all got
what else we got going on? Anything?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Unless anybody wants to
Yeah.
these
So-
three here.
Just making a quick list of what I want to play this year.
Yep.
I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. And that's just right off the top of my head.
You're not going to get them all in a year, playing them online.
I don't know. If I keep working from home, and don't forget, I get summers off. And I've got a good routine going where I get up in the morning and do the videoing pretty much right off the bat. I could probably knock out quite a bit because I get about 2 videos out a day if I do that, because I can get one video in, I go up, I throw it up I do the editing, and then while that one's loading up, I go down and record another one.
Yeah, it takes me days though to do a video.
I don't do a lot of editing. I'll be honest with you. I do not do a lot of editing.
If you don't do a lot of editing, you should just go live, my friend.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Uploads for free. You don't have to do anything. You just have to go live. You don't even,
I don't even have to send it out either. I could just,
Yeah.
The only problem is the camera and some of the stuff. I got to see if I'm borrowing a work camera since I'm working from home, and I want to see how it works and see if maybe it might be better than the other one I used, to see if it's got a wider angle than what the other one that I was using. I want to kind of play around with it. And then if it is, then I'll buy my own, but I'm using it for work. So I just brought it home for work purposes, but hey, if I can use it for not work purposes.
Well, here's the thing. Here, to be honest, if you got a game on your table and it's a kind of a good size, regular size map, to get that fully framed, your camera's got to be 4 to 5 feet above it, which means the person at home see the counters and they're like minute little things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the only time they're actually going to see anything close up is if you actually bring the camera down to look at it, but then they don't see the rest of the table. So I've learned the hard way. When you live stream, just do whatever's best for you and not worry. People will adjust as long as they know what you're doing. As long as you're saying, okay, well, I'm moving these units up. We got an attack. It's a 3-1 against the defenders. They're in this town or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They don't need to see the counters as long as they know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I was probably going to do a live stream of the Skies Above the Right, because that's not too big and it's a smaller footprint of what needs to be seen. There's not a whole bunch of dice roll. The dice rolling is all at the beginning. The rest of the time, it's just pulling chits and drawing cards, and so it's not too bad on that. So I might do some live streaming with that game because it kind of fits. So
yeah, I'm waiting for that on the P500. You can't get that anywhere now at the moment. So waiting for that.
It's and here's the fun thing is I didn't clip the counters. They're pretty good. There's not much of the little corner bits. So the only editing I do is I throw, unless I know like my kids got really loud, I'll pay attention and listen for it. But other than that, I just add my little intro, my little Scotland the Brave bagpipes, and then boom, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just, it must be OCD or something. I'd spend hours editing and then watching the video over and over to see if I don't make, I know it's me. And then to think, yeah, I think that's all right. I don't think there's any mistakes. Or if there are, I've caught them and I put the words on the screen. Yeah, I know I made a mistake here. I know. And then you put it up and somebody says, well, that's wrong. So you can't win. Yeah. But that's just me. That's just me. That's why I don't put like 3 or 4, 5, 6 videos up. Which is live might be good fun.
When I heard Kev on Big Board said, I don't watch these videos, I just put them up. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
The reason I watch them is to make sure that, you know, there aren't any daft mistakes that I've missed. I normally miss them, and you know, I don't get them all. But that's just the way I do it. We're all different, aren't we? So that's just me.
Yeah, you have Mr. Livestream over here.
Well, we are counting down. The ball is ready to drop in just a minute here. So
last
we
comment.
Appreciate everyone that came by this year, whether you've come by for the first time today or you're a regular viewer. We appreciate all that you guys do to come by and entertain us. And
yeah, I'm surprised.
We appreciate everyone's questions except for Steel Stone. Oh my God. Talk about questions. Anywho, the rest of you, great job coming by. No, I'm just kidding, of course. He's a great guy. I love his stuff and appreciate everyone. What do you got to say about our viewers?
Thanks for everything. You guys have been awesome. The amount of feedback I've gotten on a lot of the videos I have, it's all positive. And if somebody has a question or has a concern, or you know, if I did something wrong, they've been polite about it and say, hey, you might want to check this. I've been having a back and forth with one of them, and then he's like, oh, I learned something from your videos. I'm like, okay, good. You know, it's like, check. It's like, you know, cool. So if you learn something, I get something from you. And so I appreciate that. And I know a lot of it has to do with you guys letting me on and everything like that. So I've really enjoyed it. And now it's a every Saturday thing. I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about?
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it.
I guess this is kind of the bad time to tell them, Ruff, that we decided to let you go.
We can't afford you anymore, you know, due to
yeah, it's kind of a little awkward, but thanks for being part of the show, Tony.
Thank you.
We got to cut you loose.
Take the notice. And for people watching, we've had, well, God, he's having a hissy now. All the people that sit every Saturday and watch this nonsense, I thank you so much. You know, we get 20, 30, 40 people sometimes watching us, and I think, why? But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you do, and it's great fun doing these every week. And I hope all of you have a very healthy and prosperous and safe and wonderful new year. So thank you very much.
Okay, so next episode will be 2021. What should be our subject? What should we prepare ahead of time on?
DVG? Clipping?
How about the history of Rommel?
He had to do it, didn't he? Couldn't let an episode go past without that.
Hey, Rommel is what got us connected. I really think it helped get us connected.
I think it helped for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. But I think the hunters got us connected, and then there was some oddball that we're still waiting to connect with him somehow.
I know. But
yeah, thank you, Patchworks. Thank you, Heathwell.
Thank you.
Sean, thank you for coming on by. Patchwork Pictures. How you doing? Good to see you. Heathwell, keep up the good work this year. He did a lot of good work this year.
Yeah.
More people that come by actually have great channels, so be sure to check him out. Hex to Hex did some great work. He's new. I think he's emailed me a couple of times trying to see if he could take over for Tony when we get rid of him. He's going to try and ride my coattails too, just like Ruff did.
Yeah.
Jay, of course, great friend of our channel, Steeler fan, 1933. Richard Kerr, appreciate it. Douglas Gearhart, what's going on? Bobby Catalano, Purple Horseman. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody that one of our usual regulars.
John Longshore just showed up, or at least
that's right, John. Thank you for coming by this year. We appreciate everyone, but we like to call out OG, good friend of our channel. We actually had him on a couple of times. If he wasn't so big time anymore, he might come on our show, but you know how he is. Hard to get to one. A good friend of the channel as well.
Didn't we have Mr. Tank Jules on as well?
Who?
Thought we had on my
what?
Trying to find him.
Chris,
no, ignore. Play that.
I can't scroll back farther because you know the great thing is the guys
so much chat.
They have nice chat going on while we're talking, and every once in a while, once every 20 minutes or so, somebody might come up with something interesting we have to post. But anyways, would you guys do a good job the other 1% of the time? Good job.
Thank you.
And anyways, thank you to Ruff and Tony for your contributions. I don't know how I could possibly do this without your contributions to the show. The ability, I mean, Tony, he got us Mitch. Mitch Land came in and did a great interview with us. If it wasn't for Tony, Mitch would have never come by. And Ruff got Mr. Potato Head. And so thank you all for your contributions to the show as well.
Every time we want to invite somebody, you go, so I've got somebody on. So maybe next year I'll
let's and I know Lock and Load, just in case Dave gets on, watches every once in a while. He gets on every once in a while. And thank him for coming on as well. Mm-hmm. And Kev Big Board coming on. That was fun too as well.
Hex to Hex says, what time next week so he can be here to replace Tony? You'll get an email from me this week.
He hasn't given me my pink slip yet.
Thanks, guys. Thank you too. Thank you for putting up with me.
It's all because Hex found me a new game ordering website. I'm mad at him because then I had to spend money because it had at least 2 games that I've been looking for a long time that didn't cost a bundle of money. So
yeah, you did well with that Panzer Grenadier thing.
Yeah,
I wanted that.
It's about anyways, guys and chat and everyone that's come by. Seriously, we don't say it very much, but we do appreciate everyone coming by, spending a few minutes talking with us and just having a good time. Ruff and Tony and myself, we just kid around, have a good time. We just be ourselves. We just come on and talk, whatever, and we just have a good time doing it. And hopefully that makes our show number 1 next year.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, we could do a best of 2020 edit. That'd be good. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming by. Everyone have a safe and happy new year. We'll see you next year, 2021.
See you next year, guys. Thanks. For everything.
Happy 2021.